So let's go over an example of what a multitask workflow looks like. We've already gone through the hello world example, but we're going to bring in this goodbye world workflow. As you can see, they're pretty similar. They're the exact same amount of lines, but in the goodbye world example, we're calling a task called goodbye. We're giving it a file called by file, a file called by file, and we're getting from it a file called by file, which is the output of that goodbye task. So the task is the goodbye task. It's going to take an input file called a greeting. I'm going to call a command that basically prints that greeting to standard out. And then afterwards, I'm going to echo, see you later. I'm going to capture all that from standard out into a parameter called out file. So basically what I'm saying is I want to save what's coming from standard out from this task into a parameter called out file. Notice that this, I misspoke earlier in saying this, the file was called this. This is actually just a parameter. It's an identifier for Cromwell. The file will actually be called standard out. But this identifier here is used at the workflow level to say the goodbye task, the parameter called out file is what we want, as the file parameter at the workflow level, the Cromwell will actually grab this identifier by file and save whatever this value is into a temporary directory. So for an example multitask workflow, we're going to combine the hello world and goodbye world tasks. We're going to define at a workflow level, like I said, the workflow block is an outline for your, you can think of it as an outline for your overall workflow. So I'm saying to it to call the hello task, call the goodbye task, and use the twist. I am saying as the input to my goodbye task, I want the output of my hello task. So basically, whatever hello outputs will be the input to goodbye, and the output of my overall workflow is given the identifier hello goodbye, and it's the output of the goodbye task. And basically what just happened here is I've added the hello and the goodbye tasks to my multitask workflow so that these calls can find it. And basically it will just execute these tasks on how I've defined them up here in my workflow level. And if you look, if you notice that these tasks are exactly the same as they were in their separate files, the only thing that has changed is the workflow block actually. And so the workflow block now explains how these tasks go together, but the actual task definitions are the same from the individual files. What did change is the goodbye hello is the JSON file. So now that I am using the output of goodbye, the input of goodbye is coming from the output of hello. I actually only need to have one parameter in my JSON file and not necessarily a separate parameter for each of the tasks.